The 50-year-old men now are not the same as 50-year-olds 30 years ago. Some 50-year-olds are more immature than 30-year-olds. I agree with that. Harry, I mean, I can't live in a woman's house where she's the sole bill. Oh, of course, Harry, we ain't going to do that. We're definitely going to bring something to the table. But there's a lot of men who live so, but that we ain't that. And it's only her name on the mortgage / rental. Okay, I get that. Because if anything wants, you've got to leave. But, Harry, one thing enough man don't understand. Even if your name's on it and there's a discrepancy, you've got to leave as the man. The law is for the women. And I'm not trying to sound like them red pill dons. Like, the law supports women, innit? It don't support men. So think of that when you're making the choice of partner. Xavier, also, man are going out to Europe to date and be in relationships with sisters. Man are going Belgium, Netherlands, Sweden to be with sisters. Yeah, for real, because when I was in Africa, a lot of them girls, they go into places like Belgium, Sweden, Denmark. A lot of them go there opposed to coming to England. D42, that's all well and good until Becky calls him the N-word in a minor disagreement. Facts, D, that'll never be a problem over this side though, because it's only ever going to be a sister, you get me? No disrespect to them, man, no. Aisha, a lot of these other races of women accept the bottom barrel black men. I hear that. There's definitely some truth to that. But what you got to remember, Aisha, there's a lot of, let me word this thing right. They believe that it brings energy. There's there's two different kind of people that have sex, You got people that do it for pleasure, and there's a whole nother world that are almost like vampires. Like, it's like they think they're taking energy from you. Like, so when you get on a plane and you see all them old people going to Gambia to be with youngsters, I'm talking about the indigenous, that's not because they're going there to find a young partner. A lot of them believe that they're being recharged or they're being given some sort of spiritual boost, or I'm telling you, folks, I'm telling you. And a lot of men, that's why them individuals will give them money and pay them and bring them around to do certain things, and they think that they're getting one up on the indigenous. You're not. You're feeding her soul. You get me? Like, I'm telling you, North Indigenous would have loved to got a boost off of me, but it would just never happen because I'm not going to give away none of this energy. You see what I'm saying? Xavier, I am saying there are black women in Europe and UK, men are dating them and being in relationships with them. Yeah, facts. Yeah, I think I just addressed that one. D42 Aisha, they'll take any black man to get the biracial baby. Aisha, the Nigerian in Gambia was in the UK wasting time, Mark. 8 years in prison. Why would any UK woman want him? He's a liability. I hear that, Aisha. I hear that. But I'm saying that, let me word it right. I'm saying that he was given, the sister spoke life into him. Does that make sense? So what I'm trying to get at is that in England, he was at war with his baby mothers and he didn't think much of himself. But when he's met this woman and he's married her over there, my man's not even thinking about road. He's got a construction company, this, that. Sometimes you gotta talk life into these young brothers, man. That's a fact. Because there was even a test where we had two different flowers, and one flower was just told that it's ugly, it's nasty, it's a mess. And the other one was told that it's beautiful, it was loved. And which one grew? And which one died? These things are all real things, folks. D42. Why are men 40 and 50 plus moaning about modern women? Why don't they go for their age range? Facts, D. I got no rebuttal to that. Aisha agrees. Jareel, big up yourself, man. Big up the ET family. Gonna have to download this one for my flight. Can already hear the real talk. What you saying, Jareel? Where you going, man? What you say, you in the airport? Yeah, where you going? D42, relationships purely based on physical side never last. Facts. D42, looks fade. Facts. Respect noble, enjoy your holiday. What kind of energy? Yo, Harry, you still there?
Yeah.
Are you looking in the chat?
Yeah, I responded to her.
Oh, you responded? Okay, yeah. Young blood. Yeah, Aisha, it's blood. What kind of energy are you getting? What kind of energy is a vampire getting from a bum? It's more than, it's about things we can't see. There's a saying, there's minds of kings trapped inside the souls of pheasants. They know that. they know that some of these men should be great, but man just fell into the bookies. You get what I'm saying, man? Smoking £10 draws. He's gave up. Come through, Harry, man. What you saying, man? Because you ain't called in a while. What you saying, Harry?
No, I don't know too much about them ones. When you went to Gambia, you see that. And also, I've seen documentaries about really old white women going to where was it they went to? I've seen them. It might have been Gambia as well, actually. The documentary I saw.
Gambia is one of the biggest sex tourism spots. Yeah,
I think it's Ivory Coast. I've seen Ivory Coast. So yeah. But you really broke it down. You know what I mean? It's like energies. It's like energies. So when they're dealing with a young man from the block, whoever, it's energy. You know what I mean? And they get that young thing inside them. You know what I mean? Exactly. I don't want to talk too loud. I'm in the garden. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true, man. No, it's true. People, look, remember this, they've done a job at making it seem like the act of intercourse is just about that. So man are thinking with that tool in it. Think about it, people. I always tell the story. You're a young boy, full of testosterone. You're going through puberty. You put on the TV and you're just seeing big gal on a yacht, big pimping, spending G's. And you're just looking, you get me? You don't know what I'm going, but you're just thinking, damn, that's what you're supposed to, that's what's cool. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to, find women that find me attractive and, sleep with them or whatever. And a lot of men have grown like that. But the facts are, people, there is an energy transfer that takes place every time. A lot of men don't want to believe it, but it's true. You believe in those things, Harry?
I definitely believe in the energy things. Even like, okay, we can go in, but like, we're like seed compared to us that we push inside the seed and things, and it's one seed. That's why they say, when women are promiscuous, whether a lot of them turn crazy or something, because we're not supposed to be dealing with so many energies. There's energies that go inside them. We don't get energy go inside us, but they're taking energy. You understand?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts. I hear that.
Yeah, that's what anyway, see like sex workers and all kind of people. They usually got some kind of mental issues and all kind of things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts. Aisha, is this lower class or upper class that think this way, or both? I'd say a bit of both.
But quickly, just go back. You're saying about living with a woman. I was just saying, obviously, me. I still live at home by choice.
Yeah.
I've done with my ex. I kind of moved in, but I didn't because it was her flat, and I didn't feel comfortable moving in her flat. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of like still lived at home, but like I was at hers a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if I'm able to move in with someone, it has to be like that. We both move in somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would never move in fully into someone's flat that they're already into. That's just how I am.
Yeah, no. That makes sense because what you're basically saying is I'm not going to move in with a person who's in control of the property, and that's not even what I'm talking about. Like you and your missus start life together, you both take out a rental or buy a place together, but the man's got one foot out with another, with like a council flat or whatever. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about.
A lot of men do the council flat forward thing. That's what you say that people say in the comments. But I'd say in the terms of you never see me as the man on the road with the black bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. I hear that.
That's my worst nightmare. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear that.
My worst nightmare, but you always hear that man. Oh, yes, you touched me. Put up my PlayStation. Nah, can't be me.
Nah, forget that. That can't happen. I hear that. Xavier, ultimately, I think both man and woman within the diaspora leave it a bit late to look for love. If the mentality was right from the 20s, I think things would be a lot better within the diaspora. But Xavier, no, that's true, because remember, although that's the majority who think like that, my life hasn't been like that. And BM and I know, because we know how to move in the diaspora. But a lot of men have been, how can I word it, man? A lot of men have been misled. Because even when I was in school, there was certain men's dad, they'd let them bring girl to the yard and all that. But my dad, he didn't rate them things at all. Like, he wouldn't even talk about things like that, about like girl or not. And he wouldn't even talk, like speak to you on that level. You see what I'm saying? Because it was just a thing where the man just wanted to promote family kind of thing. That's it. And I'm saying a lot of men haven't had that. So I'm not going to say you can't make them accountable, but a lot of them have grown believing that this is the way to be. You get me? This is the way to be, and think. A lot of men can see better than they can think. The only way you can change it is how you raise your son. You see what I mean? You say what's cool and what's not cool, But the facts are, for some reason, a lot of the music we listen to, a lot of the films we watched and that promoted that way of living. So a lot of man went outside and that's how they behaved. And now you're seeing the effects to where what we're talking about altogether with this is old women going abroad and making relationships with younger men. And the facts are they've done that because they've made bad decisions. They have. You met a bum. You linked a bum. You made a bum breeze, yeah. You made there's be a good man out there. My gym's full of them. Say it all the time. My gym's full of them. If you get one, man, come to my gym. There's a bag of decent men in there, but they're not on this modern day, this, that, how these gal are moving. They're not on that. I'm just going to keep it 1,000 with you.
And also, I'll speak for me.
Yeah.
I don't want no woman who's already got kids.
Oh, who's already got kids. Yeah.
Yeah, like you said about the bum thing. So should I plead for a bum? It's not worked out. Well, I can't do it. I tried. One of the best women I've ever had, best looking women I've ever had as a child. I just couldn't do it.
So what happened? So what happened? You left ultimately because of the child.
It wasn't really more. It wasn't about the child. It was more about the baby father relationship. It was very toxic, and I wasn't entertaining it.